Let me start with cyber. In 2016, Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper and the Colorado legislature collaborated to bring House Bill 16-1453 to fruition. This bill put into play the creation of the National Cybersecurity Center. And at that time, our then Chancellor, Dr. Pam Shapley-Zalabak, and Martin Wood were kind of in the beginning stages of thinking about this idea, and now the state also came together to think about the formation of this center. And at that time, the governor also confirmed that the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs was the sole named entity within the House bill called out to lead the state's efforts in this critical emerging area. And Senator Kent Lambert saw the importance of bringing funding to higher education to make this initiative successful. He introduced the Cyber Bill SB 18086, which gained support from our policymakers and provided critical funding to UCCS and other educational institutions, including Pikes Peak Community College. These monies will support UCCS in hiring expert faculty and staff, in giving scholarships to our students, and really start to provide innovative degrees and programs, credentials, bundling, all kinds of stuff. And also to assist in the operations of the National Cybersecurity Center so they could also support the initiatives of the bill. And being a business dean in the past, it was great to see, and Representative Lundin was there as well, that they demanded accountability, saying, if we give you the money, what are you going to give back? And so we worked this out as a business plan, not just as something nice to do. So we have real objectives to accomplish with that. With that, I just want to kind of have you watch a brief video on signing of the bill. Thank you.
Continuing coverage tonight, nearly $3 million in state funds will now bolster cybersecurity education in Colorado Springs. Governor John Hickenlooper signed a bill today which requires state agencies to do a better job of protecting your information. UCCS Sam Kramer spoke with local security experts who say the bill will bring some much-needed help to cybersecurity in Colorado.
Think about how many smaller companies are being hacked every day. This is of national importance, what we're doing here today. So it's important to protect the personal information confidentiality and make sure that we secure our assets.
That's why state lawmakers, UCCS administrators, and cybersecurity experts say Colorado made history Wednesday. The law.
Once again, my gratitude to all the policymakers for believing in the importance of higher education in moving not just our community but our nation forward. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Senior Vice Chancellor for Advancement, Martin Wood, who will talk a little bit about what the bill means to UCCS and our community. Martin.
Thank you, Venkat. So 3 years ago this month, we started the conversation at UCCS about could we have a cybersecurity presence here in Colorado Springs in a significant way. And today, here we are. Senate Bill 86 is an absolute game changer for the university, as you'll hear in a minute, the NCC, and I believe for our community. This will allow UCCS with its community partners and statewide partners to build significant cybersecurity capabilities through what we're going to do through an institute at the university. An institute allows us to have a great degree of flexibility, change with market conditions, because that's what cyber is all about, changing. We hope that by hiring a lot of new faculty and staff, we'll be able to enhance our existing programs and build new degree programs in technology, areas of business, the sciences, the behavioral sciences, public policy, and areas like forensics. Focus will be on expanding existing degrees, building new degrees, developing a variety of training programs and certification programs, and conducting research, particularly in the area of distributed ledger technology, Vance Brown's favorite word, blockchain. Senate Bill 86 also provides a lot of scholarships for deserving students. Folks, this is a game changer for our entire community. This will put UCCS on the map. This will allow us to do what we hoped we would get to in 2015, and thanks to the governor's help, Senator Lambert's help, Tanya's help, we're now there. We will report on our progress annually to the legislature, and in 6 years we'll report back on the metrics that we have to meet surrounding degrees, certificates, and internships. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the CEO of the NCC, Vance Brown.
So it's just been recently that I think our world has acknowledged the fact that maybe perhaps the greatest threat facing humanity today is a cyber attack. We've heard from military leaders such as General David Petraeus and business leaders like Warren Buffett to say, you know, this matters. But there are some people that had the vision, even before this became, let's call it a global recognition, that I just have to stop and pause to say, these people, I know there are many, but I'm talking on behalf of the NCC of what I have seen. Like, you know, our debt to you and gratitude for having a vision even before this is like, let's say, a worldwide, we all know this matters big time. They put a stake in the ground and they said that this city, this community is going to be a part of solving this problem. It's going to impact the city, the state, this nation, and this world. So, you know, I want to just thank Mayor John Suthers and, of course, Jeff Green for what you guys have done. Obviously, Senator Lambert, the father of a lot of this is Martin Wood, certainly Chancellor Reddy, Dave Springer, Stephanie Finley Fortune, Tanya, of course, and we're going to talk more about her a little later and all she's done here, General Ed Anderson, and of course Pam Shockley-Zalabak. For us at NCC, you know, what are we about? Well, we believe we're an engine of this ecosystem. We're not going to do it all. We can't secure the world. That's, by the way, our tagline. We want to help secure the world. We want to be a piece of that. But the ecosystem made up of education, made up of government, made up of industry. And if we just drive this ecosystem and this community, like the reason I'm involved, I've never seen a community that's so aligned, that so wants to do something and do something for this nation, this world, like this community. So it's just so exciting. Now, one of the things I've seen from the very beginning, you've heard, right now the workforce development, it's the number one issue. You look, there's like 1.5 million jobs, about 60% of a deficit of the jobs that are in for the workforce to solve this cyber problem. If we don't have the people, we're not going to solve the problem. And so one thing I've seen is I walk into some high schools of cybersecurity programs, and I walk, you know, go into different, like, what are we doing related to education? And let me tell you the thing that just jumps out at me that is just not okay, and that is that you basically see white males, very few women, and very few minorities. This is too big of a problem for it to just be white males to solve this. And I know... So we are going to be about at NCC changing the stereotype. And look, it is true STEM, you know, the science, technology, engineering, and math matters. Absolutely it does. You know, it's a digital problem. But let me tell you this, it's also a human problem. If you look at how these attacks are done today, it's a lot about the psychological warfare also going on to how to get into people and how their minds work. And so it's not just about STEM. It's also about and digital, it's also about humanity. And, you know, I think that, and I've heard, you know, my wife is talking about we need to add an A to STEM as far as arts and humanities of how important this is. And I think that will bridge the gap and also say, you know, there's a stereotype out there, I guess, that the males embrace, but there's got to be add in arts and humanity, which is essential to this battle. And I believe that, you know, we'll really be able to solve the problem. So the NCC is not just about STEM and the engine for STEM, but I kind of call it now STEAM, because arts and humanities. And by the way, UCCS from early on recognized this with its incredibly creative Bachelor of Innovation program, which recognizes this from the very beginning, the importance of arts and humanities. And so this engine we're talking about, NCC, is not just a STEM engine, but it's a STEAM engine, because arts and humanities matter. So we're going to be about hopefully changing the very mindset of what this looks like and who we need to solve it. So thank you so much for everyone in this city for putting a stake in the ground.
Do you wish Vance could get a little more excited about all this? How awesome is it that we have this team leading us in making our mark in cyber? We're a long time coming with this, as the Federal Coalition and Doug Price and Cindy Aubrey and others know, and Caesar. So this is a very fun moment to see all this build. I'm going to ask Tanya Kelly-Bowery to join me here. So I've spent a lot of my career working for elected officials, and I've seen lots of awards on their walls and little art pieces on their desk thanking them for all that they've done, their vision, things like that. Senator Lambert, when you get your award today, it is so much more than a plaque on the wall. It is so much more than an art piece on a desk. You will have a building that will, I mean, we're not naming the building for you. I don't mean to give you the wrong impression here. I just saw Venkat get pale. But that building will symbolize all of Senator Lambert's work in his pivotal role on the Joint Budget Committee. And I don't think this community realizes just what a catalytic force Kent Lambert was for our community, and all that he did, not just with cyber, not just with the buildings here at UCCS, but so much more than that. And so I've asked Tanya Kelly-Bowery to say just a few words about Senator Lambert.
So it's been my absolute honor to work with Senator Kent Lambert, and I want to recognize his family who is here, who are truly the folks that sacrifice, and it's lovely to see them. We have the newest addition, Ezekiel, who is 18 months, which is so lovely. But Senator Lambert, this building that you're sitting in, was a critical piece of what he built. But not only that, he has had the calm sense, the grounding, and the leadership to really work on bettering the community in Colorado Springs. He has done so in a very humble fashion. He does not take praise well. I was very disappointed. We had worked to try to get the governor to actually sign the bill here at the NCC, and Senator Lambert was out of town when Senate Bill 86 went forward, and I will tell you that bill was probably one of the most challenging I've ever lobbied, and it never would have happened had Senator Lambert not set aside the funds in the budget, which he was able to do as vice chair of the Joint Budget Committee, but also had the vision with 1453. He got 54 co-sponsors on the bill, which is a lobbyists' best dream ever to have that happen with a bill sponsor, and every day would check in, Tanya, where are we on the votes? I want to really thank our mayor, who had his lobbyists working very closely with us on 86 as well. But truly, the depth of what Senator Lambert brings, the funding that he's brought, not just in specific legislation like Senate Bill 86, but in operational dollars for UCCS, for Pikes Peak, for all of our higher ed institutions in the state. He was critical in writing the higher ed funding formula, which stopped all of us to stop fighting against each other and to work collaboratively together. Regent Hibble worked so closely with him, and I know is on the board of our NCC. And Sally, I really want to appreciate all the work that we've had in the partnership that we've done with Senator Lambert over the years. Chancellor Reddy and Martin had him on speed dial. He was regularly texting Stephanie, you better call her and make sure this is written correctly. But this truly is a project, I think, of leadership, and Senator Lambert was the glue. And aside from that, I want to tell you, he's been one of my very good friends at the legislature, someone who I admire and trust. I don't know what I'm going to do without him. I told him that this morning. Representative Lundeen, I've been lobbying him like crazy to get on the Joint Budget Committee, and we are very lucky to have Paul. I've worked very closely with him as well. But Senator Lambert, truly from my heart, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for everything you've done, not just for the community in the Colorado Springs, but for the state of Colorado. You are very, very, very incredible in terms of being a champion. Thank you.
So would you all join us? Would you all join us now in celebrating Kent Lambert and the work he's done for this community? Senator Lambert. Would you like to say a few words?
Well, one thing you probably noticed in that little video was that Senator Lambert was not in the video during the bill signing, and Tanya mentioned why. We were going up to Washington State, driving up to Washington State. We put 4,000 miles on the van and picked up our daughter Melissa and grandson number 6, Ezekiel, and then came back through the craters of the moon and Yellowstone. And so we had to make a decision. There was the bill signing, and there was Melissa and Ezekiel. So we decided, well, I think we deserve it to the family to have a little time off, and had a great time. And then we came down, just had our niece's wedding this last Saturday. And as soon as this is done, Melissa gets in the airplane and goes back to Washington State. But so it's been a great time, and well-deserved break for Gretchen too. She was able to travel with us. I would like to reciprocate just a little bit, Chancellor Reddy. I'd like to present you with the pen that Governor Hickenlooper used to sign Senate Bill 86.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for remembering that.
Thank you. As Vance Brown has mentioned, we are at the cusp of a major problem in our world, in our country, in our state. We've seen cyber attacks against our state. Our IT professionals say that we are attacked approximately 9 million times per day in the state of Colorado. It's very important that we seriously look at the equities that we have. You've probably heard that our Department of Transportation had some major damage done from a cyber attack. But more than just a cyber attack, we need to also look at some of these new technologies for how to manage our state. And I think Vance Brown mentioned the importance for economic development of this. If we move forward and are successful in implementing Senate Bill 86, as I think we envision it to be, Colorado really could be the, I hate even to mention Silicon Valley because they're all leaving California, but they may come here. But it's a transformational type of technology. If Colorado as a state does this first, I think we will provide the priority and the precedent for maybe applying these new technologies in every state in the country, and maybe the federal, apply to the federal government as well. So it's very, very important. We look forward to working with Vance and the university here in the future. And I just am very humbled today. It's nice to come and see the building, which I have not been in before, but this is, we got to turn the shovel when we first started it, but this is, I'm very glad to have some very minor part in helping with this building, the nursing school, the building back on North Nevada, the National Cybersecurity Center, and I think Senate Bill 86 will help provide the operational funding that we need to get this to the next level. So thank you very much. I'm very humbled and appreciate your thoughts today. Thank you.
So, Tanya, you shouldn't have sat down so fast. Would you join us? We could not have done this without Tanya. She's the most tenacious person under the Gold Dome and beyond. And so we are grateful to you and all that you did in your partnership with Senator Lambert and the legislature. So let's give Tanya some major thanks. Thank you.
Again, Senator, we won't disappoint you. Senator Lambert, we will not disappoint you with all the hard work you've done to place the foundation for us. And Tanya, thank you again. The person that kind of is always in the background, like I said, who work a lot, is Martin Wood. Martin has been with the campus for, we keep debating if it's 23 or 24 years. It's a long time. But he's been a critical player as he supported Pam throughout these years. And I want to take this opportunity, we call him the Cyberman since the cybersecurity project started. I promised him the cape is getting done. Eventually he's going to get it. But Martin, could you come and please accept this recognition?
We were going to get Martin a cape and a big old sign that said Cyberman, and unfortunately our staff vetoed it, said it wasn't appropriate for today. There'll be another time, no doubt.